Hey everybody, it's Anthony from ComicsEatingUp.net. I'm doing the new comic spec review video for January 17th, 2018. There are a lot of books on the list this week. It's a great week for releases. Just because you see books on the list doesn't mean that you should necessarily run out and go buy them. Use your own due diligence. Know what you're speccing on. Look at multiple sources if you want. But this is a good guide for what could potentially heat up. With that being said, let's get into the list. DC Comics has a lot of good-looking releases this week. First up is Aquaman number 32, Joshua Miller cover. Josh Miller provides a gorgeous cover featuring Mera. This is already sold out at Midtown. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to heat up. However, these books have been very popular with collectors and worth looking out for. Batman 39 has another great B cover. I was told how to say his name, but Koipiel provides some great looking covers for these books. The storyline has been really fascinating lately, and it's got me buying Batman books again, so this is one to keep on your list. DC is going to be introducing a lot of new characters coming up, and this is the first week that we get one of these new character books. Damage number 1 features a vertical fold-out cover. Now, this is a new book that's coming out. It is a metal tie-in. Damage has been around for a while, so it's not a totally new character. However, this version of the character is new. Harley Quinn number 35 Frank Cho cover is another book on the list. It's a great looking cover. This book ends last week's number 34, which said goodbye to 2017. This week she's saying hello to 2018 in typical Harley fashion. Image Comics has several new releases worth looking at. First up, it's Days of Hate number 1. This is Ailes Cott's new book. His work can be hit or miss. It's another political book. I wouldn't go crazy for this, but, you know, fans of Ailes Cott might grab one. Like I said, it's hit or miss. I'm not searching this one out, but it is a new Image number 1, and it will probably sell out. Further Adventures of Nick Wilson number 1 is another new Image book. This one looks more promising than Days of Hate number 1. Nick Wilson's a washed-up former superhero who has lost his powers. He's trying to find his way in the world. It's a really interesting concept. I like these down on their luck superhero books. This one seems kind of funny, so I'm going to give this one a try. Also out from Image Comics this week is Ice Cream Man number 1. It's a very weird existential horror book. It's being described as a genre-defying comic book series featuring desperate one-shot tales of sorrow, wonder, and redemption. I'm going to pick it up and see what it's all about. Definitely like the idea. The Ice Cream Man seems to play a Crypt Keeper-style character that just kind of ties everything together. Marvel's big book of the week is Venom Incorporated Omega, which features a Gabriel Del Otto variant. This is one that will be hunted. It's going to be pricey right out of the gate, so be careful with it. I wouldn't overpay for it, but if you find it cheap enough, definitely grab one. Mark Brooks provides an awesome cover for Avengers 676. At first glance, I thought this was an Alex Ross, but it's not. It's Mark Brooks. This book features the return of Thanos' Black Order, who's going to play heavily into the Avengers movies coming up. The No Surrender storyline is a 16-part weekly release featuring the return of Marvel Boy's father. Spoiler alert on this one, so mute it if you haven't heard this, but potentially the death of Jarvis, and the first appearance of Voyager, a new character being introduced into Avengers history, much in the same way Sentry was. So they're going to go back and insert this character into the backstory. Doctor Strange number 4 is out this week, and Donny Cates' Marvel work has been on fire. I definitely am picking up Doctor Strange as well as any Thanos books that he's working on. There's a ton of great indie titles coming out this week, starting out with Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise, which returns with a new number 1. There's a regular and variant sketch cover for it. Strangers has been picked up for a media deal not long ago, so this could gain a little traction off of that. Alterna Comics has been one of my favorite comic companies of 2017 with their really cheap releases. This week, Alterna brings us Go West number 1, which is a newsprint comic for $1.50. I've really been enjoying these cheap reads, and this gory tale of revenge looks great. Will it heat up? Probably not, but like I said, it is a good cheap read. Amigo Comics has 2 great-looking releases this week, which will feature tiny print runs. Beast No More Metamorphosis one-shot is a prequel one-shot to accompany the feature film Beast No More. So small print run and media deal is definitely worth the grab. Also out this week is Call of the Suicide Forest number 1. This sequel to El Torres' book about the Japanese notorious suicide forest, which is located at the base of Mount Fuji, has been a fantastic read, and I'm looking forward to any new suicide forest material that comes out. The big indie book of the week for me is Teether from Antarctic Press. We've been on this one for a while. This gore-drenched new horror series is already sold out at many places online. We did do a variant for this book because it looked so interesting. You can find those books at the link in the description below. That set that we're selling comes with a regular copy and the exclusive variant that we did. Without that even being said, this book still looks fantastic. It's, like I said, it's sold out at many places. Antarctic Press does tiny print runs, and I think this is your best spec bet for the week. As always, thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and please follow us. For those watching at comicsheatingup.net, leave us a comment and let us know what you're specking on this week. If you were watching on Facebook, Google+, or somewhere else, please come over to comicsheatingup.net and join the conversation. We'll see you next week.